Audacity is a simple program for making audio files such as podcasts. Most beginners find Audacity very easy to use. If you have basic computer skills, you can work with Audacity reasonably well. This video tutorial is going to introduce you to the Audacity desktop. I'll talk about the most common tools and buttons, as well as the workspace and selecting output and input devices. Let's start with the output and the input devices. At the top of your screen, you'll notice it says Speakers, Headphones. Here's a pull-down menu where you'll see other options for input and output. You need to make sure you select the one that you will be using. Also over here is the microphone for your input. Again, it's a pull-down menu, and you need to select the one that you will definitely be using. Let's take a look at the workspace. The workspace is the large gray area. This is the area where your audio tracks will appear. It's also where you'll be able to edit your tracks. For the purpose of this tutorial, the buttons will be the standard round buttons found on a DVD, VCR, or CD player. Their purposes are pretty much straightforward. The buttons are right here. The pause button will pause your audio while recording or playing back your track. Use pause to stop a recording that you will want to resume later. We'll talk about this in greater detail when we actually use it. The play button will play your audio track so you can listen to the recording. The stop button will stop your audio while you're recording or during playback. Use the stop button during recording when you want to stop the audio track. You will not be able to add audio to that track if you use the stop button. We'll talk more about that later. The next button is the Skip to Start button, which sends your track to the very beginning. The next button is Skip to the End button. This will send your track to the end of the audio. And our final button is the Record button. Simply press the Record button and your audio will proceed going through your microphone. Now let's take a look at the tools. Although there are 9 tools here, I'm only going to focus on the 6 that we will most commonly use. The first tool is the Selection tool. The Selection tool is used to select an audio track or a selection of an audio track. You simply place the Selection tool at the beginning of the area of your track that you'd like to select. Click the mouse and drag it to the end of the track that you'd like. The Envelope tool is these 2 upside down triangles. It's used to select parts of an audio track that have to have a change in volume, whether they need to be softer or louder. Underneath, you'll find the Time Shift tool. The Time Shift tool is used to drag an audio file to a different starting place. For example, maybe you've recorded an introduction to your podcast. Later you decide that you want to start the track with music. You can use the Time Shift tool to slide your audio file to start after the music introduction. The last 3 tools need no explanation. The Cut, Copy, and Paste tools do exactly what their name suggests. We've spent plenty of time using Cut, Copy, and Paste in Microsoft Word. These tools work exactly the same way. That concludes the first tutorial for Audacity. The next tutorial will address making a simple audio recording.